This is inner motion. We don't run from the dark, we walk straight into it, and we come out unrecognizably. Order is not optional. Order is survival. Without it, collapse is guaranteed. Look around. Everywhere you see men drifting, breaking, collapsing under the weight of their own disorder. They chase distractions, drown in chaos, and then wonder why their lives fall apart. The truth is brutal. If you don't command your mind will command your destruction. You either build order or you fall into collapse. There is no middle ground. Most people believe chaos comes from outside, from politics, from the economy, from other people. They blame the world for their failures, for their fear, for their collapse. But chaos doesn't start outside. Chaos begins inside. A man with no order in his mind will see disorder in everything. His thoughts scatter, his emotions spiral, his habits weaken. And so the smallest challenge feels like the end of the world. He blames the storm, but the truth is this: the storm was already within him. The collapse had already begun long before. The world tested him. A disciplined mind is different. When the storm comes, he does not break. He does not panic. He does not collapse, because he has built order within the chaos outside bends. He has trained his thoughts like soldiers, aligned his emotions like weapons. And because of that, nothing external can move him. The illusion is that the enemy is out there. The reality is that the enemy is in here. And if you do not defeat the inner enemy, the outer enemy will always destroy you. Order or collapse. That is the choice. Disorder always looks harmless in the beginning. One skipped routine, one broken promise, one distraction entertained. It feels small, like nothing. But disorder multiplies. One day of chaos becomes a week becomes a year. And by the time you open your eyes, your life has collapsed around you, brick by brick, choice by choice. The price of disorder is always higher than the price of order. Discipline demands payment up front, sweat, silence, sacrifice. But disorder pretends to be free until the bill comes. And when it comes, it charges everything: your focus, your health, your reputation, your future. Weak men don't see the bill until it's too late. That's why their lives fall apart while they still wonder how it happened. Disorder makes you fragile. The man who avoids structure becomes soft. The man who avoids discipline becomes addicted to ease. The man who avoids focus becomes a slave to distraction. And when the storm comes, as it always does, he breaks. He collapses because his foundation was never solid. He collapses because his mind was never trained to hold the weight. Look at history. Great empires didn't fall from outside attacks first. They collapsed from within. Corruption, indulgence, loss of discipline. The same law applies to a man. Disorder within guarantees collapse without. If your mind is corrupt, if your habits are weak, if your emotions are untrained, no enemy needs to defeat you. You will defeat yourself. This is the price of disorder. Wasted years, broken trust, destroyed potential. Men who could have been strong become forgotten. Men who could have conquered collapse into nothing, all because they believed a lie that disorder is harmless. But there is no harmless disorder. Every crack spreads. Every weakness grows. Every ignored flaw becomes the reason you fall. The truth is brutal but simple. If you do not build order, you are building collapse. One path costs sweat. The other costs everything. Order is not just resistance against collapse, it is the foundation of power. A man who has order within himself cannot be manipulated. He cannot be provoked, cannot be broken, cannot be swayed by the noise of the world. While weak men react to everything, the man of order chooses his response. And choice is power. Order is clarity. It cuts through the fog of chaos and gives you vision. Where others are lost in distraction, you see the path forward. Where others scatter their energy on trivialities, you direct all of yours toward a single purpose. That focus alone makes you unstoppable. Chaos divides men. Order unites their strength. Order is stability. When storms rage, when life tests you, the man without order breaks in panic. But the ordered man stands calm. His habits, his routines, his discipline hold him steady. He is not shaken by insults. He is not enslaved by desire. He is not destroyed. By fear, his inner fortress protects him against the world's assault. Order is creation. Nothing great is built from chaos. Every empire, every masterpiece, every legacy began with order in one man's mind. Structure gave birth to power. Clarity gave birth to action. Action gave birth to domination. Without order, there is no building, only scattering. Without order, there is no victory, only collapse. Weak men mock order. They call it boring, rigid, unnecessary. But those same men are broken by their own impulses. They are slaves to temptation. They are crushed by distraction. They live in collapse, pretending they are free. The man of order knows better. He knows that structure is not prison, it is liberation. Because once you master yourself, nothing outside can master you. Order is not optional. It is the difference between standing tall and falling apart. It is the difference between a man who rules and a man who is ruled. The choice is not between chaos and freedom. The choice is between order and collapse. And the man who chooses order does not just survive the storm, he commands it. Chaos will always return. The storms of life never stop. Temptation will always whisper. Distraction will always call. The weak man hopes for calm seas. The strong man builds a ship that cannot sink. This is the final test. Not to escape chaos, but to remain unshaken within it. A man who has built order within himself can walk into fire and not burn. He can stand in the storm and not move. While the world panics, he acts. While the world collapses, he builds his order, makes him untouchable. That is why the path of discipline feels lonely, because few men choose it. Most would rather collapse together than stand alone with order. But collapse is not destiny. Collapse is a choice. Every day you ignore order, you are choosing to weaken your foundations. Every day you enforce discipline, you are choosing to reinforce them. The test is simple: order or collapse. One path leads to strength, the other to ruin. Order begins small, a routine, a habit, a standard you refuse to break. These are the bricks. Stack them daily, and soon you have walls. Reinforce them with discipline, and soon you have a fortress. This fortress is your mind. This is what protects you when chaos strikes. It is not built overnight, but it is built choice by choice, day by day. Weak men avoid the work. They would rather live without walls, exposed to every storm. And so they collapse again and again, blaming the weather when the truth is they never built shelter. Strong men pay the price early. They endure the grind. They accept the discipline. And because of that, they stand when others fall. Order is the fortress. Without it, you collapse. With it, you conquer. This is inner motion. We don't run from the dark. We walk straight into it. And we come out unrecognizable. Chaos is not going away. The storms will not stop. Life will not wait for you to be ready. You must decide now. Will you build order? Will you forge discipline? Will you command yourself? Or will you let disorder rot you from the inside until collapse takes everything? There are only two paths: order or collapse. The strong choose order, the weak collapse. And every day, with every choice, you decide which one you will be.